Whether you're a man or a woman, if you're struggling with dating, learn this advice. Hello my friends, welcome to another video with myself, Noah Hammond. Glad you could join me. Today we're going to be talking about how to date and how to avoid the biggest mistake that people make while dating. And what I see that is from years of experience in coaching people in dating and confidence and relationships. The biggest mistake in dating that I see is that people try to do relationships. They try to make them happen. They try to create them like a project. And this was something that I wrote down to give as an advice as my own lesson. Because in my most recent relationship, as it was first starting out, I recognized this tendency in myself, and that it was something that would ultimately undermine the creation of an empowering, mutually beneficial relationship if I had kept down the path and kept going with this tendency. So I want to bring it to all of you so that you can have more love in your life, more connection, and more awesome dating. So what do I mean by the tendency to do relationships? It's like this. When you first start seeing that you align with somebody, that you might want it to go further, or that you see them possibly being in your life in a long-term fashion, you start to exit the moment. You start to exit reality, and you start to step into your head where you're like, how can I make them like me for the long term? How can I set up this relationship? How can I change them in this way? They'd be perfect if I changed them just in this way. How can I do this? How can I do that? And you start to do the relationship like it's a little project, like you're tinkering on it. You start to leave the authenticity of the moment, the authenticity of real connection, the authenticity of just being in the relationship, and you start doing the relationship. You start working on it like it's some project. And this is from both sides. Both men and women are guilty of this, and this will sabotage a relationship. It takes you out of the authenticity, it takes you out of life's flow, it takes you out of your heart center, and it puts you up in your head, and it is toxic for the creation of a really loving and joyous relationship. What will tend to happen is that people see enough qualities in the other person that they enjoy, and so they leave their heart, they go up into their head, and they start calculating and evaluating and all these kinds of things. So just by having this awareness, you can commit to being in relationship, to showing up with no expectations, to showing up only as your true self. And that is your only commitment, to allow the universe to decide if this relationship is going to unfold for the long term, or if it's just going to be something that's great for a month, or whatever the case may be. By showing up as your authentic self, you are allowing that relationship to develop instead of resisting that relationship by trying to do it, by showing up inauthentically. And the other aspect of how this will serve is that the first time you met, the first couple dates that you had, most likely you were just showing up as yourself. You were just being and allowing. And it's not until you got this attachment to, oh, maybe this is the person, maybe this is the one, maybe I've been waiting for this person. How can I do this? How can I make sure that this works out? It wasn't until you got that spark, until you developed that attachment to it working out, that desire for it to work out, did you leave your authenticity and did you leave your truth. So now, you're no longer the attractive person they first met, the authentic person they first met. You're now this other person who's trying to do things which can come across as manipulative or inauthentic or strange or whatever the case may be, you're now trying to do things and you're not the same person. So as a relationship is evolving and developing, make sure to keep your primary relationship and your primary focus be on yourself, on developing yourself, on staying true to yourself, and the rest will flow naturally. So the biggest mistake in dating is to do it, to do, and I'm telling you to just be, just relax and allow. And I guarantee this will remove your resistances to your ideal relationship. This will allow for it to manifest and develop. And so I hope that helps you. And if you see a way in which you're guilty of doing your relationships in the past, I would love for you to write it down below this video. Release it. Release it off to the universe by acknowledging it and sharing it and bringing an awareness to it, so that that pattern is now released out of you, and so that others can benefit and read that comment and see ways that they might be guilty or be doing the same types of things that sabotage them. So please share below. Please like the video if you like it. Subscribe to my channel. Check me out on facebook.com/Noah Hammond Uncut. And I hope you have some awesome dates this week. See you soon.